I have two classes
All right, just swing around so you can see. We're going to take your 4 pieces, and by now you should have done a dry fit. We're going to position your 4 pieces the way they're going to go together. Then we're just going to turn them up like this. I've got the 4 number 10 biscuits here. I've got the 4 metal corners. I've got the strap clamp. I have a wrench, the glue bottle. The rag is going to come in handy. If you don't have a rag as you start doing it, your partner can grab you a rag, because I am going to partner you off to do this, because there's just not enough space and not enough clamps for all 30 of you to do it all at once. So we are going to partner up to do this today. One partner will glue today, one partner will glue tomorrow. I've got 4 aluminum bar clamps in here. Even if this top doesn't need the aluminum bar clamps, I'm still going to take a minute to show you how the bar clamp goes on, just in case yours is one of the tables that needs the bar clamps. The best way to do this is to start with the part furthest away from you. That way, if you put glue here and then you're reaching past it, sometimes you'll get it on your shirt. So I'm going to go to the furthest part away from me, and I'm going to put a dab of glue at the top of each corner so that the glue is able to run down into the groove. I'm a fan of using like too much glue rather than too little. And so as you go through the assembly process, you should notice some glue squeezing out of your joints. If you don't have some glue squeezing out of your joints, it might be what they call a starved joint. It just doesn't have enough glue. So I'm not wiping all the glue out of the grooves, but I'm merely taking some of that glue and using it to butter up the surface. And then I'm going to stick the biscuit slot into the position where it goes. And as you position it in there, just center it in there. Don't put it in like that. If you put it in like that, you might have a hard time getting it to come back together when you go to do the assembly.
How sticky is it to your finger?
It's not too sticky at all. And this glue is going to clean up nicely with the rag. All right, so I've got the biscuits in every spot. Okay. You could do a little initial wipe right now if you wanted to, but most of your wiping is going to come after. The metal corners can either go this way or they can slip underneath. If you slip them underneath, they hold on there a little better. But some of those metal corners have wads of glue into them where they're just not going to fit on your project very well. So this one I'm actually going to put the other way. This one too. It depends how well they were cleaned up after the last person used them. Sometimes they get gummed up with glue. As I position this around here, I'm just going to pull it hand tight. As you tighten up the clamp, sometimes the little cam mechanism here slips a bit. So if you just take your thumb and put it on the back edge of the cam like that and tighten it up, it'll prevent the extra windings from slipping through. Also, when I started, you may have noticed I had most of the winds taken off this side. If there were a bunch of winds on this side, by all means, release those winds before you go through the process of tightening it up. And then on a corner like this where it's down below, I'm just going to push it so it's not quite, I'm just going to take it so it's not quite touching the wood. That way it won't glue itself to the wood. So this one came together quite nicely. Good job. Making sure all the glue's wiped out. And even in the inside corners here, making sure you get the glue wiped out. You can turn it over, get the glue wiped off the back. Any glue you wipe off now is going to save you a lot of time and headache later on when it comes to sanding. Most of you, this is where you'll stop. If it did need some persuasion to come together, we can take some aluminum bar clamps, position them on the table. We put 2 underneath. Put them just slightly inside the edge of the miter joint. You'll have to have the handle cranked all the way back so you have some threads to work with. I'm just going to put a little bit of tension on this one initially. If I keep squeezing this right now, it'll pull these joints out of whack. So I'm just going to tighten it until it's secure, it's holding on there. Do the same with this one. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the top. And I'm positioning the clamp so I can still see those miter joints. And once again, like I said, hers did not need this, but some of them do need a little persuasion to come together. And so now that I've got them all snug enough to be holding on there, I could look and see which corners need to be pulled in which direction by looking at the inside corner and checking for alignment. And I could come over here and say, okay, well, if this one needed to come in a bit, I would tighten this one a little more and maybe loosen this one off a little bit so that they would suck in.